Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the A to Z Sports Game Day Live halftime show. Cowboys lead 20-7. I'm Skywalker Still of A to Z Sports Dallas, Jesse Holley, and of course, as you see, the wonderful Game Day Live Texas Live cheerleaders here.
Ladies,
as we get things going. Thank you guys for being here. And listen, Jesse, it's 20-7. But it feels like Dallas could be up a lot more, not going to lie to you. But overall thoughts so far on the first half of this Cowboys Monday Night Football game?
I think I'm going to work like closer to halftime to the front of the game.
Okay.
Another mismanagement by Mike McCarthy. And we know that Mike McCarthy is my guy, but there's no way in the world that you don't take a timeout after second down. Like, would you know the Eagles getting the ball at half, and now they're in a position where they have to punt? You bang those timeouts, and you give your quarterback an opportunity at least to drive down and set up a field goal. Like, to me, that is the mind-boggling thing, and this experience that we've been going through with Mike McCarthy with this clock management. That is inexcusable. I mean, inexcusable. I looked on my time. Marcus Spears, former NFL player. Louis Riddick is saying it. I mean, you have people all across the board are saying, why don't you bang those timeouts? You can't take them with you, Mike. You can't take them with you. Bang them and give your team an opportunity to go out there and put some points on the board before the half. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And it's things like that may not matter today when you're up 27.
Right.
But when you're talking about putting your team in a position to win a Super Bowl, those are mismanagements of the clock that will kill you against good football teams.
No, and you're absolutely right. I understand, and we'll get to the dominance that is happening today with the Cowboys' offense and defense. But it's things like that make me say every week, he's the one guy that makes me question what this team can do long term because of the – what's the famous saying, my guy George W. Bush, you know what I'm saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Right.
Well, he keep fooling us.
Right.
He keep fooling us with this foolery of the time management. But with that said, the negative is out the way.
And I got one more. I got one more negative.
Kellen getting a little,
it's Kellen.
Like,
we don't need to get cute, Kellen.
Cute.
Like, again, you take 2 steps forward, and then you take a step back.
Gets a little cute.
You get a little cute. You don't have to do that. You have the better football team. Literally, man for man, just about you have the more dominant football team.
We're seeing it.
We're seeing it. You don't have to get in the red zone where you already struggle.
I don't know what that was again.
And you want to get cute.
Yeah, and that was the possession where Dallas really scored, but what were we saying? Don't put it in the refs' hands. You know,
we see it week in and week out.
Yeah, and it was trending towards that way, right? Dallas is dominating, then you fumble, they score, then you don't convert in the red zone, and it started to look like one of those games. Mm-hmm. Then they started to pull it together, and I got to give some props to Anthony Brown. Anthony Get Down Brown, as my guy Law would say. And, yes, it was an underthrown ball, but what do I always say about Dallas? You have to convert those opportunities.
Yep.
Previously, they were not doing that. This Eagles team came into the league. Yes, they didn't have a turnover, but that doesn't mean they didn't have turnover-worthy plays.
Right.
They just got lucky. Well, that's not the case today so far. AB with the pick. Got to give him some props, Jesse. And I got to give this defensive line some credit. This defensive line is moving Jalen Hurts off his spot. Michael ran that boy down.
Yeah.
Osa's getting busy up there. And again, Dan Quinn just keeps finding a way. Just keeps finding a way to just plug along. The coverage has been sticky. This has been the type of performance defensively that I was expecting if you could make Jalen Hurts hold the ball. What are the stats overall for the Eagles offense? Excuse me. The Eagles offense and against the Cowboys defense here?
Well, right now they have just over 100 yards total. You got 91 total yards by Jalen Hurts passing. And you got 30 yards rushing between Hurts and Sanders. So they haven't been doing much. They only had, at one point in time in the game, they only had run right before the half, 9 total plays. Like, Zeke had more total runs on that drive alone than the Eagles had in now granted, they lost an entire possession because of the fumble touchdown by Fletcher Cox in the end zone. Nonetheless, but for the Eagles, they've done nothing that we didn't think they would do. And they've done nothing to make us afraid. We knew that they couldn't really run the ball on us. They got that one where they gassed us for a long run with Miles Sanders, but we make Jalen Hurts uncomfortable. He's going to take his shots. If you give him one-on-one, he's going to take the shots. He underthrew it.
Win.
You know, he underthrew it. Anthony Brown, thank God, got the interception. But overall, this is a dominating game by the Cowboys. Offensively and defensively, we have to just continue to keep our foot on the gas, keep applying the pressure, and don't get cute.
Don't get cute. I mean, the word of the pregame show from both Jesse and I was dominate. You want to be seen in that light, you have to go out here and dominate these type of teams. And I thought it would be even more impressive if they could do so with all the injuries and players missing, because in years past, that really was never the case, especially against a division rival, right? That never was the case. Right now, Jalen Hurts, it says 7 for 12 for 102, but trust me, guys, he had a screen at the end on that second and 30 that got him. He's doing nothing in the air. He was sacked once, but he's been pressured multiple times. Dak is doing, I told you guys, don't get upset with Dak if he doesn't have a 350-yard performance. This isn't that type of game. It's going to be a ground game. Dallas right now between Tony Pollard,
between Ezekiel Elliott
and Tony Pollard have 100.
Put some respect on my boy name.
118 rushing yards. Ezekiel Elliott 11 carries, 60 yards, 2 tutties. Tony Pollard 10 carries, 56 yards. Both have runs for over 10 yards. They're doing exactly what I expected them to do. Okay, you want to play back? Cool. We'll just cram it down your throat. Now, when we get into the red zone, be efficient. And they have been, outside of that one situation where, let's be real, it was a touchdown, but they got tricky, they got cute. And I think Kellen, though, aside from 1 or 2 cute plays, has called a fairly good game. I'm liking this little wrinkle, y'all. Tell me how y'all feel in the chat. Connor McGovern lining up at fullback, Jesse. Yeah. I'm feeling it. But you know what I would feel a little bit more? Connor McGovern playing left guard because Connor Williams is, and here's the notes, struggling.
And you spelled it right.
Struggling, okay? Yeah. You know, 2 holding penalties. I think Hargraves just sunned him and Biotish at one point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not nothing to panic over because you're doing well enough, but yeah, man, Connor McGovern's struggling, but I do like that wrinkle.
I like the wrinkle as well, but while you're not struggling today, what you're doing is you're putting film out there for the rest of the National Football League. And so when you line up and now you have Connor McGovern, Connor Williams,
I know they're getting me too.
and Tyler Biotish at center and at left guard, teams are now looking at that like the Philadelphia Eagles are doing and saying, you know what, we're going to line up right over Tyler Biotish, and we're going to line up right over Connor Williams, and we're just going to push you back. And so when you start getting more and more into those teams that can actually play defense, that are actually a little bit better, you're putting now a blueprint out there for the National Football League on how to get penetration on your offensive line.
At some point, I'm telling you, at some point you're going to have to make a decision between those two. We can't keep saying, oh, well, they went up against Vita Vea and not against Sue. Oh, well, they went up against Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox. Do you think that you're going to go up against whoever the hell the interior defensive linemen were for the Chargers in the playoffs or down the stretch? Like, you're going to go up against teams that have guys that can give you trouble. And right now, it's clear as day, Biotish and Williams are your weak links. Maybe tonight you'll get by it.
Right.
But later on in the year, you may have to start looking at something. And I'm starting to think McGovern's not your 6th best offensive lineman anymore. Okay? He may be your 4th or 5th best guy now, and you might have to find a way to get him out there. Hat tip to my second cousin, Terrence Steele. He hasn't destroyed your team.
It's close, though.
Yeah, I know.
They've been turning the corner kind of close. But he hasn't done it.
Yeah,
so
he hasn't done it.
Until they do it, hats off to your fams.
Guys, we're live here at Revolver Brewery, halftime show, A to Z Sports. Skywalker Steele, Jesse Holley, Cowboys leading 20-7, and I keep saying it just feels like it should be more. It really does. I feel good moving forward, but I just am a little itchy about it only being a 13-point game where I think it should be more. How about this? Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, when you talk about pregame, we said they're going to run the rock, and we need to get that middle of the field attack. Yep. And what did they do? The first big play.
Down the seam.
In the slot, down the seam. Jarwin, I'm about to start calling them Dalton Jarwin or Blake Schultz. They're like one to me. I have to.
You want to make everybody one. You want to make Tony Pollard and Zeke one. You want to make Dalton and
Tony Elliott.
You want to Blake. You want to make them one.
Blake Schultz. They're right now 6 receptions, about 61 yards, a touchdown, and Dalton Schultz is leading the team in receptions. But again, this doesn't shock me because the Eagles are not going to let you get deep. And even when Dak decided to try to take a shot, hell of a catch from Cedric Wilson.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get his other foot down. That's a heat check moment for Dak, and Dak does one of those, if my guy can't get it, nobody getting it, and that was that throw.
But it was an impressive throw. Moving to your left.
I know.
Moving to your left, I mean, we would have, there's been years we were like, he can't make that throw. But moving to your left and throwing a dart 40 yards downfield, and great catch by Cedric. You would think, like, if it's Amari or CD, someone with a little bit more game, that they get the second foot down.
That was tough.
Maybe.
I think momentum that carried him out with that second safety.
All
I
right.
think that's what. And that's the thing, though. Like that is literally why they play that defense, so that can't happen.
Right.
Okay. If you're going to test me, I'm going to try to get through either A, smack your receiver. If it's a bad thrown ball, I'll pick it off, or C, I'll swipe it. So you're going to have to be extremely accurate, or take what the defense gives you, and that's exactly what they've been doing. When you look at the stats, the highest targeted player right now for the Cowboys is Dalton Schultz.
Yeah,
and that's fine. I said in the middle of the second quarter, this feels like a 200-yard rushing game. Well, they're at 118 right now.
Yeah,
and doesn't look like there's no signs of it being stopped. And that's with Javon Hargrave being an absolute beast.
when you look at Zeke, I mean, he has 3 catches for 21 yards, so he's close to having a 100-yard total game at half.
Finally seeing some screens.
Yes.
Right? Dak is getting a little bit of the sidearm, quick tunnel things going. I like to see that. Again, a couple sketchy calls that Kellen gets cute with, but for the most part, I think another solid so far game plan. I'm not upset at all with the game plan.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can, at least me, I can feel the connection between Kellen and Dak.
Right.
I feel like they're on the same page. And that's all you want. You don't want a guy who's trying to do too much.
But most importantly, coming out of the half, they have to continue it. Philadelphia gets the ball out of the half, and like you said, you wish it was more points, right? We wish you had that touchdown to make it 27-7 because of this very reason. If Philly comes out of the half and you're lax and you're sleeping a little bit at the wheel and score a touchdown, now you're talking about this being a 6-point football game because your guy. That's your boy. I'm gonna put. That's your boy. I'm gonna put him on you. I'm gonna put that on you. That's your cousin once removed from your father's side. That's your people. I'm putting Greg DeLeg on your people from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I was ready to get Greg. Listen, Greg DeLeg was off the team at halftime in week 1. Hey, my guy, man. But no, Greg DeLeg did answer himself in the second week, so I got to give him that. But right now, it's not a 14-point game because of that guy, which is quite annoying. David Moore says, Young Jedi was good, man. Hey, listen, we just chilling here at halftime, ready to finish up. I know they're about to head on out there. If you guys are watching, how is that ceremony going? I'm not sure if they can see it at home or not, but they are doing the Hall of Fame ceremony, Jimmy Johnson, which I thought would have been an amazing time to induct Jimmy Johnson into the Ring of Honor.
You know what? I think Jimmy gets his own day. I think Jimmy, because if I'm not mistaken, 88's already in there, right? Drew Pearson's already in there.
I think so.
So Drew's already, like, you give Jimmy his own day. You
only got like 13 minutes.
It's all good. You drag Jimmy long enough, right? Jimmy should have been in there. So I think Jimmy gets his own day. And and Jerry, he wants the fanfare behind it. Like, this is kind of like last moment. Jerry wants to make an announcement, an introduction, because he probably thinks the Ring of Honor is better than the Hall of Honor.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us here at the halftime show. Make sure you come back. We will be live here for the post-game show. Make sure you report A to Z Sports Live. Let's do it. Peace.